Thank you, everybody, for joining this session. So I'm honored to introduce Mago to this important folk. So Mago is a software provider that offer better experience with meeting room technologies, with the best hardware, of course. And we work with the end users, and we collect daily feedbacks. And we work very, very sticky with Neat, identify the root causes and creating a solution for fixing this problem. So sometimes technology is not bad because it's not working, but because it's complex. So we talked about simplicity, we talked about the management, but the most important for a successful project is end user experience. With the best end user experience, we can offer joining multi-platform, so one-touch join, so the dream of every customer, and also sharing content inside the video call or when you are in the physical meetings. So at the same wave on any video conferencing. So 80% of the meeting of the customers are probably on the single platform, but the problem happens when they have to join a second platform or third platform. So in this case, IT try to fix, adding tools, adding cable, adding dongle, then there is security, Wi-Fi. So at the end is a mess for end users. And that's why the BYOM, it's not an option. Now is the standard. So we see shifting from the closed system to open system. And that's why we are perfectly aligned with Neat, because Neat offers a platform that is taking care of the simplicity of the deployment and also the management and also the best end user experience. And end users, when they try to present files and they stuck for any reason, they absolutely are not just 5 minutes wasted into the session, but if you sum with the number of the meeting rooms, it's a big number at the end of the year. So providing the best experience and also trying to fixing these top 5 trends that are around the world the same, we win together. So simplicity wins. That means user expect frictionless technologies for having the best experience. So also Seb talked about plug and play. So Neat is very, very, very powerful in this space. BYOM dominates, nothing to add. Interoperability is mandatory. An example in Europe, we have now a phenomenon that a lot of countries want to move out from American technology. So, and then we receive a lot of requests to add La Visio Conference, Open Talk, so new provider. And we are working on a framework to offer one-touch join, instant meeting, also on this type of new providers without having different UI UX. And we assisted about the closed system, talking about the certification, but certification end-to-end is impossible because complex room require a lot of connector, a lot of technology that are not end-to-end certified. So you talk about only certification of a small part. So, and the last one is AI. So very important to say that AI now find a space in every meeting. So we see the transcript, we see the summary. So basic feature are the winner. So introducing now Mago, that for Neat, it's an experience in single app mode because end customers love the idea to have a sandbox. They have a launcher for one-touch joining on any device. So we support all the Neat devices from personal and room shared spaces with Neat Frame, Neat Board 32, and then we have Neat Bar and Neat Bar Pro plus Neat Center and Neat Pad and Neat Pad Pro as soon as available, and also board. So for every type of setup, you can enable our app and join. So now I want to enter in a live demo. So, and it's much impressive to see that from scratch on my shoulder here, we have an out-of-the-box experience of Neat. I just created a group and now I'm controlling. And in 3 minutes, we are able to one-touch join in all the platforms. So on the right, we have the pad controller, on the left, the big screen. And what I can do now is going here, click apps, and choose Mago with controller. What's happening is now Neat App Hub is installing on both at the same time, and in less than 1 minute, the system is ready to be activated and configured. So just waiting. The pad is already waiting for the room, and the room is activating. In the meantime, I open the admin center of Mago. So we talked about the management, and we go to the room list, activate new device, and HK6F7C, continue. I use existing license because it's already activated, this device. I set the name of the room resource, so it's neat at mago.io. This resource is on Office 365. We can also have Google or Exchange on-prem. I want to connect the room resource calendar because I want an experience for one-touch join. So we have the OAuth integration with Microsoft. So we can just sign in, and now it's zero touch. So, and the system receive the calendar. After that, I want to enable an example, join ID and PIN, the basic configuration. So just to start with some providers, Cisco, Mago Meet, that is a platform also available in our subscription. And that's it. So now the system is ready to start a meeting, and I'm just tapping on the controller, and you see that the calendar is here, the controller is almost connected. So, and we are able now to one-touch join. So just to test that Teams is working, I start the meeting. So 3 minutes later, we are in Teams. Teams is not a kind of Teams. So we are using Microsoft Azure Communication Services. So we are connected to Microsoft, and we have raise hand that is not available, an example in the CDI integration. We have also chat, and we can also enable an example instant meeting. But before, I want to show you when you share screen in a room, no need to be on the same meeting. So you open the laptop, I just press from the pad this code, and now my colleague that is 200 miles from here is able to ingest into the video call, Teams, Zoom, Webex, and so on, at the same experience, the share to call. So share to call, it's a way that immediately, without cable and with Teams, Zoom, Webex, offer a very, very powerful experience for sharing content. And now I want to add an example, one user on Teams, but also if I'm in Zoom or Webex is the same, I see my room here, and then I want to call an example myself. I have my phone not disturbed, 1 second. And I'm able also to push to call room and users of my organization. If they are external, I can send an email. So now I press call, and my phone is ringing. And now I'm in the demo effect, sorry, because I was in no disturb. And okay, so now I want to configure instant meeting before to continue, and also I want to set a background or digital signage. So from the admin center here, now I can go in my room list, and I search Neat Mago, that is the name of the resource, video bar, and I configure the Red Bull policy, that is background that I pre-created in the admin center, and Glass UI. And now we want to add join as authenticated user, because in some BYOM rooms, I want to scan a code or open a browser and join as me and not as a room. I activated instant meeting and chat, and then I press update. Now the meeting room is ready for also instant meeting. So start an instant meeting, I just press meet, and now I can choose the provider that I want for join or for call, and I can start again a meeting, and the meeting is starting on the screen. And again, I can search for myself now to see if my phone is in the network, and now I'm calling on Teams. Probably I'm now in Teams and is not available because I'm already in the call. At the end, I can do the same with an example, Zoom or Google Meet or Webex. So I have the same experience, new meeting, and I can also have the UI of Webex because we are partners of Cisco. Now is joining a session and entering into the Webex meeting. Okay, now is connected and I'm alone into the meeting session. So you see the UI, the experience is exactly the same across different platforms. We have also a way, if you have a Crestron controller or third-party room control, to push a policy and have also the control on the Neat Pad Pro, so you can control lighting, climate, and whatever. Last but not least is the way to use the Neat symmetry. So you have also in this setup, an example, we have one Neat center here, and we can automatically connect or using the manual mode. So it's fully integrated into the Neat ecosystem. So if you want to have an experience with Mago, you can contact NMK. So we have experience center also in the region, in the Middle East. And we have also local people resident in Middle East that are product specialists and developers. And we cover globally. So we have a APAC representative, India, Middle East, and of course, Europe and US. Last but not least is the same configuration on the interactive screen. What is different is just the UI. So the UI of interactive screen is interactive, so you can press and then you can start the meeting that you want, and you can present following the instruction on the screen. And then we have added an integrated private whiteboard for collaboration, and we support the active marker of Neat. So that's it.